One of the presidents.
This is not the president's chamber.
Does not meet the way he's dressed today, does not meet the standards established by the rules. He has on a t-shirt and the rule does not allow t-shirts. So in this regard, it does not meet the standards as per the rule 22.13.
I was reading in the newspaper, someone said, John, we are one-time president. But on this birthday, I want to say that God will make sure that that mouth will be closed. I will defeat them because I am the voice of real people and real people love me.
Divine flavor.
Always important to love. I wish to be loved in return. But it's a great day, a wonderful day. The Lord our God has made. Let us all rejoice and be glad in it.
For freedom.
Bless God Almighty for another opportunity.
Africans.
Oh yeah.
For freedom.
To be here to serve you breakfast up to 10 o'clock this morning. We'd like to say good morning, good morning to all of our citizens. Great to be here. It pleases us being back on the show. Liberia 104.1 FM. Welcome to the weekend. Yes, the weekend. It's not Friday, folks. The weekend became day, so we'll say good morning and welcome. Where's you doing? And we'll like to say good morning and welcome. Being back on this edition of the show. Things happen in Liberia. So we need to talk about it. It's a responsibility as citizens of this country. Oh yes, to say the right thing, the right way. We all can move like Liberia. Somewhat one. Liberia is our interest. You be our interest. Will always be our interest. Because like that we can move like Liberia, Fort Worth. My name is Abraham. I'm Abraham right here this morning on the show. My colleague is here, Together we're going to run the show this morning. So those of you watching as well, all you need to do, share the live, invite somebody. Let's have conversation this morning. Those of you listening to the radio, stick and stay. Don't you go away. Stay right with us as we work in the best interest of Liberia. 18 minutes up to 8, but let me join over to Harris. Good morning, Harris. How are you? How was your night? And what have you planned for the weekend?
Good morning, Parker. Good morning, folks. And good morning to everyone for the broadcast. It feels good to have you listen to the voice of Liberia. And yeah, it's on the weekend presentation. Everyone normally what we do, and we reserve Friday.
Yeah.
We reserve the Friday up until Saturday, Sunday, and we get going for Monday. So yeah, it's good. And like you asked the question as to what have I planned for the weekend? This week I have a lot of things to do home. Especially on tomorrow. The past few times I've been challenged, a lot of domestic work at home. And so on tomorrow I'm going to be home, spending most of my days, my time home and tomorrow, and making sure that a lot of what I've been escaping, the domestic work I've been dodging.
You're supposed to get somebody doing it.
But no, by times you cut across. You want to be that loving and caring boyfriend who helped your spouse, right? And so that's good. So tomorrow,
still doing boyfriend, you call him spouse, you're making me still.
I call it recognized boyfriend, so it can be spouse. Nobody's good at man.
Were you one of the persons that was presented a Valentine's gift?
Well, as usual, yeah, but I received a Valentine's gift from at least 3 persons.
3 persons?
Yes, 3 persons.
You care to disclose their names?
Definitely for sure. I received the first gift from my mother. She
on my way?
Yeah, she surprised me. Now the gift was like I woke up in the morning, I only saw on my phone, like something on my phone, right? Little stuff on my phone. And so I was surprised, and I got to know, I read through the message at the end, I know it was her. I sent this stuff and thing, and they carried me through the day. That was the first surprise I received.
Okay.
And not until sometimes 12, 1 o'clock, and the main person I should hear from, they brought it.
You care not to disclose the main person name?
And at the end of
what would be the name of that main person?
No, sometimes or someday, you have to save certain conversation for us.
But today is Friday. The weekend, so sure that we disclose.
Perhaps next week Friday we might not have something else to discuss. Then we could discuss.
No, that it will be belated when we say.
And so that's how.
What are you afraid of, Harris?
No,
you are illegal.
I'm not afraid. I'm just.
You
careful.
are illegal, man.
I'm just
and
careful.
once you're illegal, obviously you just have to do things, and you are not afraid, Harris.
The thing about it, I'm not afraid. I'm just careful how I choose my words, right?
But you said you were illegal, Harris. You made
the point I'm making, or the point I'm making on this show.
What's the point?
Right, is that why is truth?
Are you still searching? You looking for the bigger picture?
Not really. But when it comes to
are you not still satisfied with what you have?
How will I be ungrateful to that extent?
Yeah, but then you better do it.
No,
since it's a legal means,
to
save
the librarian
inmate.
The librarian people are more concerned about day-to-day activities or what is unfolding in the country than that. So that of which
another escape route,
I'm just
which of course I wouldn't take for you, but for the safety of the conversation, I would just let it go. I will forgive you for today. Yeah. So, folks would like to say good morning and welcome. We're in the process of sharing the live. Please invite somebody to follow the show this morning. Too many things to talk about, folks. It's great to be here this morning. We're going to weigh you through on lots of national issues in the course of the week. Yes, too many things happened in the course of the week. We're going to weigh you through up to 8 o'clock this morning. 8 o'clock, we start exactly some of the things we'll be doing this morning. So we're acquainted with programs that will be coming up at 8 o'clock this morning on the show. Some of the things we'll be discussing this morning on the show. But We want to drill you through about happenings in the course of the week. Too many revelations, yes, too many actions that we want to inform you of this morning. It is always important on the weekend to give our listeners information, some of the things they missed in the course of the week, and definitely we're going to do that for you this morning. So share with somebody, invite somebody. Let's have conversation this morning. Too many things, like I said, we're going to talk about this morning. Okay, so there are people on the live now. Yes. Where am I? 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 Okay. Where? Oh, it's on somehow. I'm getting the thing I'm supposed to get here. Okay, folks. So in the course of the week. Oh, what's happening, Harris? My phone is misbehaving. Yeah, oh, brother, my phone is misbehaving. Brother, pause. Okay. Okay. So in too many things happened, Harris. For the Representative Yeke Koloba, we want to begin with Representative Yeke Koloba. And Representative Yeke Koloba, in the course of the week, made a revelation. You know, the 2023 draft national budget deliberations are ongoing of government ministries, line ministries, agencies. Yes, they are going to defend their budget, and we have received some credible information so far as well that one of the things we talked about the last time on this radio that has to do with budget performance report is lacking, and then the lawmakers themselves have failed to provide oversight responsibility in that particular area of their operations, which has to do with oversight, representation, and one lawmaking. So we received this information that some of the institutions were throwing out for not providing a budget performance report, and they want increment. Sometimes when the budget is being passed, you notice that you go and read through and you will not see anything like a budget performance report. The budget performance report plays a key role. It explains how the budget for a ministry, a government institution, used within the time frame. So, the absence of budget performance report, fellow Liberians, you cannot determine as to whether you need an increment or there is no need to allocate more money in that particular area. Because from the budget performance report, you're going to know the work that particular ministry was able to do within the course of 1 year. But again, this is Liberia for you. A Liberia where government institutions will be given money to operate, and at the end result, they're telling you that they were able to operate in the salary component, goods and service, nothing, according to them. The operation of the institution, they receive little, according to them, but they cannot tell us how that money or the monies that they receive were being used. So in the absence of budget performance report, you cannot get anything. You cannot come and defend your budget, and at the end result, you say you received, for example, 1 million, but you cannot tell us how the 1 million was used. It you like that 50% or 70% went to salary. That's the salary portion, the salary component of the budget for a special ministry. They say 70%. But they cannot tell you the 70%, how was it used? how many employees you got within that particular institution, and how much are even the workers in that particular civil servant are making, that you will spend the budget, you're using 70% of the budget, and the remaining 30 go to goods and services and operation of the institution. So government ministries and agencies have been going there, and they be defending the budget. But in the course of this week, Representative Yeka Koluba made a revelation that he alleged that the executive, that particular budget is still is being reviewed, and like we said, government institutions are moving in and out in making sure that they give their budget performance report or to defend their budget, whatever the case may be. The Representative Yeke Koluba disclosed, he alleged that 10 million United States dollars, 10 million United States dollars has been allocated to the president, not to like his special budget and stuff and thing, but it has been putting aside for the president to embark on another country tour. And since then, the lawmakers over there, the last time we tried to make a follow-up, and they are not speaking to it. The representative has alleged that 10 million United States dollars is being placed in the budget for the president to embark on another country tour. Mm-hmm. Mind you, when the president embarked, and when these things come up, they are not statements, to overlook. When the president embarked on his country tour, all of the promises he made, that you saw Lays undertaking some of the projects, and Lays is there, they put up bid the last time. It came from the very budget. It came from the very budget. So Representative Yeke Koluba is saying that the guys are sitting there, the guys on the various committees are sitting there, and then 10 million has been apportioned. Mind you, this is the last budget for the president.
Yeah, this is the last budget.
This is the last budget. So what runs to mind when these things have been said, right? When these things have been said, that you have 10 million United States dollars. 10 million United States dollars is being apportioned. And those guys, as per the allegation, like we said, we've been doing follow-up, when it is true, it will just pass with ease because, like we said, the president embarked on a country tour the last time. All of the projects, it never came from a personal pocket. Oh no, it never came from it was a special allocation. And that's why the lawmakers continue to be used as if they are not powerful or they are not using their power to make things to happen. And that's why they are out of humanitarian.
Whether they know it, even if they have power, that's the first thing.
Yeah.
It presents a case that even the lawmakers don't even know to what extent what the Constitution, the power the Constitution gives them. And so you see these things happen, that the executive uses the legislature and the glory and presents the picture to the citizens that the legislature are not doing anything.
The lawmakers are not doing anything.
And it's said there, say a conglomeration of educated men and women was set there and allowed the executive uses them to that extent. Sometimes I wonder as to whether the guys can have a reflection when these things are passed. Listen, the county tour that went on, right? Like you may mention, Parker, all of the projects, the developments that went on after doing and at the time of the county tour was through the lawmakers' instrumentality for the president to receive such a fund to carry on that initiative, right? Now, but what happened is that the citizens today, you want to speak of electricity, they won't give reference to the lawmakers.
No.
Exclusively, they will look at the executive. And thankfully, you know what the president can do to them? When all the places you go, if he finish speaking at the end, he will shift the blame on the lawmakers. We say those you are elect, the problem is not for me. Say it's not for me. The problem is for those that are representing yours. Say that are representing you. It's because you guys, what the power you have, you don't know it. And like what Representative Koloba is disclosing, if it is true that we are still investigating, like we said, if it is true, then it means another $10 million will be allotted to perhaps 1 or 2 more county tour for the president, right? So take into consideration, this is campaign period. What makes that county tour very important to the president is a campaign mood. It helps the president, right, to have a conversation with the people on his re-election.
And you say you got opposition lawmakers.
So that 10 million will be used as dash out. Don't be for any project though, because you get less than 6 months or let's say 7 months. So what the president will do is spend that money loosely on the people to convince the people. It will be another tactics. Now the man is using you guys to pass in such an amount in the budget, and he takes it and run his campaign. So it's like in a nutshell that you are sourcing the
You say you got
opposition lawmakers calling themselves serious. But listen, there are a few observations relative to this budget, this whole budget year in store before we go to our main point of discussion. Now, the first of it is that, like you mentions, there are a lot of government ministries, spending entities in this country that have gone before the expenditure component of the budget year end has failed to present performance report. Right? And at the end, you will listen to the committee will say the failure of the government ministries and agencies to to present budget performance report means that they are poorly performed. Right? They admitted to that. The committee admitted to that. That it showed the money allotted to the various entities in the previous budget year were being used for the purpose intended. But these are ministries and agencies, terms without number, you listen to them, they are calling for budget increment. Today, every ministry, from the Ministry of, from the Ministry of State to Presidential Affairs down to the least government autonomous agency, you listen to them today, the only thing you hear, budgetary allocation, budgetary increment.
They can't tell you
that's the
anything.
song, but they won't tell you anything. Most of them, the budget they have currently, they use all of those money in their
but they ain't
budget
got nothing there
for, how you call it, only for salary. Now, this is the thing. If you want budget increment, despite the little you have, you try to work on it, right? You take on some meaningful ventures and things that people see. Then at least when you're calling for, for increment in the budget, someone will say, yes, at least these guys, so these guys are doing something great. Let's increase it. What we have for them. But instead, what they are doing, you will find most of these entities, they use all the money on salaries and things. They use it, take it for the personal use, and at the end time, you see sometimes 15% of total budget goes to war, operations and things. So if you're using 15% of budget on operations, what will you achieve? Absolutely nothing. And lastly, this gone Wednesday, right? I stand to be corrected. It's gone Wednesday. It was a very, very disturbing scene at that legislature when the budget committee had gone to listen to the deliberations of the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection, and the Liberia Business Registry. All of the three entities failed to appear before the committee, and they did not provide a single written communication. Any of those entities will say the reason why we are not appearing because of this reason, because of that reason. Now, come to think of it, the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, that strategic government institution. You understand the function, the role of the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, that it failed to appear before the budget committee.
So that's how they operate, and most of the things come from the Ministry of Finance. Sometimes you see them advocating government is indebted to institutions that will not be disclosed, and when these monies go there, at the end result, the men sit and have the fair share of that particular money, enjoy the people's money, and then they move around. So Representative Yaga Koluba has said it. It left with the people again to go and allocate that money for them. And in the course of the week as well, a Liberian lawyer and transitional environmentalist, Councillor Alfred Brunel, questioned the correctness, the integrity of the entire operation of the iron ore project in bombing that has to do with this Western cluster, Liberia Limited. The operation become, and there has been series and protests from the citizens in all affected areas. Based on these actions, the Liberian Senate was very instrumental to have suspended based on whole the operations of Western Cluster. But this is what caught my attention in this part of the conversation. So Councillor Brunel had written the Environmental Protection Agency using the FOR law to back information to provide what you talked about. Talk about the assets of document relating to the conduct and iron ore project. And according to Councillor Brunel, since his communications were rating, the EPA has failed. I've read through series of exchanges of email. Councillor Brunel had written the EPA Executive Director, Professor Tapper, the very first time he responded. He said the man was requesting for too many things, so he needed time where he could adjust very well, and then he would have responded. So after too many days, the man had remanded him again, and at the end result, up to press, he hasn't responded to Councillor Brunel. Then he was looking at the safety of the people in other affected areas, taking into consideration the provisions of the environmental protection and management laws of Liberia. So you are looking at the effective risk management framework of the entire operations and how citizens in bombing and other affected areas will be after the next 10, 15 years when the people are doing their operations, what would be the outcome of the people health-wise? So it was one of the things he was talking about. But again, the EP has failed. So it tells that sometimes these people placed in position, sometimes they act like they know, right? The job they do, they know. But you go deeper, they don't know. Because you need to take consideration. Look, Harris, if you say you can read news and someone brought a script in front of you, or and ask you, say, Harris, in writing news, what is the first thing you're supposed to do? Then you say, you already know, right? You already know. Then you tell them and say, let me go and make some research and things. You already know. Then a big company, a company like Western Cluster, it is now a screen's name Liberia. You know the people when they started operating. You as an environmental institution, take into account the safety of the people who are being directly affected. You want to tell me that the people did not pass your institution? Health-wise, you say you want to take what is stuff, you're using what is stuff, or trucks to move your lodging, all your stuff and thing, iron or what you want to get and the rest of it. Do you also take into consideration that the people who are living within that environment, gas, right? That after 10 years, their health will decline, you don't know? These are things that you take into consideration. A company is about to operate within your area or within a special area within your region, you take into consideration the safety of the people. But in Liberia is on the contrary. It is not done. In fact, the international partners have reported that the ordinary citizens cannot be consulted whenever an agreement has been passed. Companies moving to Liberia, some region to operate, and the citizens' times to move for that particular region, we're taking into consideration its health and the rest of it. It was why I considered Barnett was so particular about. Not to press, the EPA hasn't responded. The mayor raised series of issues in that particular communication. After the mayor wrote in and then they failed, he said he would have responded. The days the mayor gave him, the days passed. So the mayor released a whole lot about that entire Western. That's Liberia for you. Oh yes, that's Liberia for you.
And you see, Parker, that's one of the things that cut across all government institutions in this country. They are request or requires a certain information, right? That I could substantiate my understanding of certain. It is my duty to inform that institution which information from, and it is bound upon upon that institution to provide me all necessary information, all necessary document or information I want as relative to what I've requested. But you find out, you like in the case of Councillor Brown, right? The EP requesting them of all of the documents and the relative to the Western Coast Operation environmental wise, and the client occasions he read. I'm saying he has read EPA, he written general directed institution requesting him that is what these are things I need. But this is the thing. Look at what position of West, you know, right? That uh, that the operations of West moving forward. Is right. So when the Supreme Court showed the safety. Right. So, like you asked the question, if the EPA, if West they did not pass to the EPA, so as to show the clearance and supervising activities to be in line with environmental protection, then it leaves the EPA there to fourth. That if they fails to not, I'm saying, right?
Law.
That's the question. What went to the EPA? If Western cluster didn't go to the EPA, the EPA was a responsibility to us because they have to all this.
There are some things that can happen in this country, can happen in those countries. In Liberia, only because people who are to lead and who are to serve are not serving, they expect the people who put them there to serve them. It becomes a whole lot where the collective interest of the people will not be seeked on. This is Liberia, where we as citizens, we are not against foreign partners, foreign investors, foreign business people coming to Liberia, invest, or get businesses here running. One of the reasons why sometimes you hear a Lebanese man, or a Nigerian man, or a Ghanaian, we don't want to discriminate, telling you that they have spent about, let's say, 25, 23 years in Liberia is because Liberia has provided an enabling environment for all, regardless of your position, regardless of your size, regardless of who you are, and the rest of it. Liberia is being recorded as per international report of paying attention to foreigners than their own people. So when they say goodwill and asset, I would do feel citizens of this we want. And the best way we can move, we can coexist, is to law is me. But again, it turns to be very discouraging or embarrassing to come. They're embarrassing in this country. They are operating freely. They are not like other people enjoy our country's national cake as per their operations. They are even more protected than the ordinary citizens, the people who are born here, who have grown up here. And there is no when God forbid, when they go somewhere, they die, they have to bring their body back home. Who are in dying played in the interest or in the need of have prioritized to when these people say things that are not in line, they come out with red statements against the very people who will say, go there to serve us. What do we do? What do people who are to serve us do when these statements are made, when the ordinary people are being affected, and once it has been said, and then you do a follow-up, the man will tell you, you can go anywhere. For Christ's sake, a Liberian citizen speaking on his right, and a foreigner tells you, you can go anywhere, and nothing will come follow it. So if you go to a police station, it's a waste of time. Man is not going to waste his time to maybe to police station or West Point police station The man is not going to waste his time. Or any depot across. The man is not going to waste his time. The man is telling you can go anywhere, including your top government officials. From the legislature to the executive to the judiciary. Go anywhere. Nothing. Nothing will be done. Because the people you're depending on come to me every week to go and make their weekend to be more fascinating. So go anywhere, carry your case anywhere, and nothing will come out of it. I've spent 30 years in this country. So does it mean that your 30 years you spent here, you are more Liberian than I? We said no. You are not a Liberian citizen. But one of the reasons, or the reason why you spent 30 years in Liberia, that you're breaking out, it is because Liberians are peaceful people and they have created that environment for you to operate. That's why you 30 years here. You got people money you ride in car with serene. When something happens, you've been protected by the very people who are to protect the ordinary people who don't have us. That's Liberia for you. On yesterday, prior to yesterday's action, we have written the Liberia National Police that the life of our CEO is being threatened by a foreign national. And the only thing we want from you is to call this man for investigation. Why he had to make the threatening remarks. Those of you who listened to the recording that was played, or the too many recordings that were played, this foreign national who turned to be the boss for all of the foreigners that operate in Liberia, because he has spent 30 years in this country, or 21 years in this country, whatever the case may be, started to insult. And at the end result, even reminded the CEO of his journalistic work that go and record me. So he begs that he has spent more time, so meaning he is even more than Sekou or any other Liberian. That something will happen, nothing will be done, nothing will be said. So we wrote the Liberia National Police, Patrick Sulu, who is more protective of the government than even the ordinary people, sat there and never called to say, let's have an inquiry. A day we have planned to petition the legislature, they place a call. Being irresponsible. That's being irresponsible on the part of Patrick Sulu and his at the Liberia National Police. I get ready days, and then you want to have a conversation with me. I read to you after 3 days, right? Then you want to have conversation with me, then you call me 30 minutes to the time for the conversation. Is that being responsible? That's being compromised the collective interest of the people they claim to protect. And that's why these people will come out and tell you, go anywhere. Take your case anywhere. Nothing will happen. Oh yes, they in close presumptive with either the presidency members within the presidency, the range of the president, the makers, and the sometimes when you take these people to court, it ends up to be there is a slang called vla. It ends up being vla.
Because the thing about it, that's what empowers those guys to do what they continue to do to Liberians. And when we want to mention this whole thing that is happening with CEO Sekou Sharif, we want you Liberians to see yourself in this, right? Across all of those areas where you have the foreign nationals are operating. That's how they are ill-treating Liberians. Sometimes you want to wonder why is it that Liberians in their own country have been treated, have been marginalized to this extent. That a foreign national, right, regardless of whatever quote-unquote investment you have in this country, we want to humiliate, we want to threaten, we want to ill-treat a Liberian and boast and brag that nothing comes out of it. And the disgraceful thing about it is that when people go after it, you see those in authorities, those are responsible to ensure that justice is served are the ones that have been compromised to such an extent. And sometimes I want to wonder that why should, before leaving your house to take a complaint to the relevant authorities, these guys already communicated with these relevant authorities, and a decision and what they will be telling you are already been said to them. So that's why by the time you get there, all what they will tell you, let's say for conference, and that will be done. Come to think of it, how irresponsible and reckless it was on the part of the police that someone has written you 3 days ago, and on the day that the person was to convene a conference or the day before, you have called the man by 9:30 and asking him at 10 o'clock he should meet you for the conference. Are you how insane that decision is? That was a foolish decision on the part of the police, because the first thing is you are running a system, and now a friendship team you are running, right? You want to treat every case as equal as important. That's the first line of the police that the guys need to understand. You treat every case as equally as important. Now, you cannot write someone or communicate with the person 9:30 and asking them 10 o'clock to sit for a conference because you have heard that the person is coming out or they will be coming out in that number to petition to do what is right. That's why you have the very nationals who brag, who continue to boast in their own country that anything they do is go unnoticed. That no one and at any point in time nothing is being done to them. That you sit here and threaten the life of a Liberian and continuously you remind them that you're going to deal with them. That the person has written the Liberian National Police who is responsible to ensure the protection of the life of everyone within the borders of Liberia. You're writing the National Police, informing them that this is what has been said against me. And I want you to investigate. I'm going to present all of the pieces of evidence to ensure that I'm going to substantiate my allegation. Now, the police in their own right mind, instead of you, right, calling the both parties for investigation and ensuring that the investigation is conducted thoroughly and in the most transparent way, but instead you want to shield the person that has been alleged and present a case as if to say you are working in the interest of the Liberian people. Listen, the name you carry is the Liberian National Police, and by virtue of the fact you should be protecting Liberians in this country, the lives of Liberians in this country matter the most.
Where on earth, Harris, a Liberian citizen will communicate to the Liberia National Police? They say Liberia National Police. Communicate with the police that my life is at risk. Someone is threatening me and I need your intervention. And then 3 days pass, going to 4 days, and all of them cannot intervene. What type of system is this? What type of system is this? And that's why sometimes some of the citizens can get fed up and they say, but I just said, and every day I cry for Liberia.
And these things, though we don't support them, these are factors that give right to citizens' actions. In every country where when the people feel that their voices is being trashed, where the people feel that their voices is being treated as nothing, they tend to use their own will. Listen, in all fairness, why it's true we promote peace in this country. For to every peace, there lies responsibility. For the country to remain peaceful and secured, justice should be the hallmark. Justice should prevail every time and across every spectrum of the society. What are we saying is that when these kinds of actions, right, continue to persist, where the lives of Liberians will be threatened, and when complaints have been filed to the police or relevant authorities, and they see to give it deaf ears, it's dangerous for our democracy. It's dangerous for the peace that we enjoy.
It plays out to a larger extent, like Harris is talking about the voice. Mind you, the voice of the people is the voice of God. And that's why people who are to lead or who will lead a country are people who are being ordained, or they are people being set by God, because in a voice is the voice of God. God has spoken to the people, and that's why land of liberty by God's command in your national anthem. It is not, they did not say by man's command, but by God's command. So those in there should just work in the interest of the people. Once you say you send God, and God is the authority of every nation in the world, then why you think that you will respect man and disobey the will of God? So that's a system for you. So we are going there to tell the lawmakers that the life of our CEO is been treated by a foreign national. Since we wrote the police haven't done anything, and they feel thing should be as usual, where they will call you or they sit down. Look, we need set precedents. And these things are happening in fellow Liberians because we have people in the system who are to know better. They don't. You got labor stuff, but from the Ministry of Commerce, you got who Josephine David can threaten when it comes to the she go about doing that whole position is just that position is sitting there doing nothing, and then these people are operating freely. They bring their commodity to Liberia. They bring their different in Liberia where they are substandard. They enter the Liberian market. Whether they are expired, they enter the Liberian market. No proper inspection. When she first started as Inspector General Commerce and the rest of it, mind you, the lady was so robust. At that time, she understood her operations. So there were calls made, apparently, that silenced her to the extent that whether they got expired goods on the shelf, she doesn't care.
And the thing about Josephine David is just no different from the rest of the characters in government currently as we speak. You know what she did? She came with that, with that spirit that she has come to change the whole system, right? And once she succumbed her way through that, all of the foreign investors were afraid of her. So what they needed to get to her, right? She used that position in a nutshell. She used that position to solicit funding for her campaign activities that will be ongoing shortly in District number 10. So just said about how.
So the position,
I just said about how.
the position is very useless. That particular position is useless. So that means with president, I will take Josephine David from again. You take Josephine David from that is the next person there. It was just useless as David's operation. Joseph's operation. It will just be as useless as our operation because you got people who are compromised. Oh yes, they are compromised. Look, I want to challenge Josephine David. She can just work out one money, her inspection tour and the rest of it to just go to one level store. She's at Kenya today. All the things your guy, you put it outside. Let me see your price tag. By right, in the section of supermarkets, when you go there, you see price tag attached to goods. Some of the bigger stores supposed to get price tag.
Yeah, but definitely that's how it's
it is
supposed
not
to be.
Working in Liberia.
You should have price
You will
tag.
leave from the other store, you go to the other store, the thing is selling 50, the other man selling 75. You go to the other store, the man selling the 30. No price control.
And sometimes they charge you by appearance.
By appearance.
Well.
No proper inspection ongoing. But this is a lady who is more focused on her personal gain.
Yeah,
The last prior to the connections of these wires, they West Africa power pools of it. The women are going to one level in business, a generator that can feed a whole community. That what she took to care to her was such a person perform a maze of these things from the people in the name of our friends. You think when she took the things there, she got money to pay.
Inspector General is a pay.
She got money to
The
pay.
first thing about the guys that are in our country, the foreign nationals that are doing business in our country, are very smart. You know what they want to do when they see people very critical positions, right? Those that have the voice to instruct and tell them that do this and this is done. The first thing they want to build that friendship with you. They want you to compromise your position, the power you have for the little or nothing that they gave you. So what they would do, like strategic positions, the Minister of Commerce, right? That's one thing. They want to look at the Inspector General. They want to look at the Minister herself. You want to look at the Labor Ministry, right? These various government entities are responsible in a way to ensure that the guys are checkmated and do the right things. The moment before or in the middle open or Lebanese or whosoever open their store in this country, they are already been brainwashed that before you open that store, make sure you already have the commerce minister intact, make sure you have this person, make sure you have that person intact, speak with them. The little of what they said is you should put off from, do it. That's how your business will survive in Liberia. And the system, the guys have tested the system on numerous occasions, it's worked for them. They have tested it, work in their favor.
The system is useless. It's weak.
It's working for them at the detriment of the Liberian people. So that's why you see today, or in a mail will wake up, or whosoever, or Lebanese, or whosoever will wake up and say things and humiliate and torture and use and do whatsoever he wants to do to a Liberian. With no and nothing comes out of it. With the mind that your government officials, those you depend on to fight your battle, are in how so much the officials will give them.
A commerce inspector. You have a very great responsibility. You have a great responsibility and but if you prefer getting guys that are operating than your people. So tell you can go anywhere. Nothing will happen. The citizens are more vulnerable than the foreign nationals. The foreign nationals are being for you example, ordinary men will go stand in queue. Men going stand in queue to vote. The men going stand in queue to vote.
Oh.
But you queue, long queue to vote. So now you spend 1, 2, 3 hours. Rain will beat you in that queue. that because you want to exercise your constitutional responsibility, you want to give a voice to Liberia to have a change. You fed up with the system, so you stay in the queue to go and vote. You feel that those you voted are the right people, but they turn out to be your own nightmare. They turn out to be the biggest disappointment ever.
And sometimes
that
you regret.
encountered.
And sometimes you regret why you even had to stand in that queue, stand on that sun in the rain just to vote these individuals to power. Sometimes it comes the expectations you have for them. That God, sometimes we prayed. For some of us, we pray before we vote. Like you said, the voice of the people, the voice of the people is the voice of God. Some of us will consult God before going to the ballot box. And we vote to individuals on the basis that the change we so desire will be delivered. Part of that is not you giving me money for it, right? But it's to create the environment that whatsoever I worked for, I labored for, and where I will get in due course. That you want to create the environment so everyone feels safe and feel protected and work in an environment that are cut across and promote unity. But on the contrary, when you take over, you start to suppress the same very people that supported you.
You become their disappointment.
You start to inflate different things in different ways.
We know the
In
presidency
different ways.
or power as a whole comes with different responsibility and different dimensions that people who are outside do not understand. But what you saw from outside that made you to have declared that you want to do this, you want to undertake this, you feel that you are the right person, that when you enter, you cannot see again. So what is the difference? So the Commerce Inspector General has compromised her integrity. And that's why the foreign nationals, the people who are operating the various pickup businesses in Liberia, the people do not have voice. Every time you see Liberian owned business, people crying that they are not being empowered. Harris, the Central Bank of Liberia can be more productive, can be more proactive, giving loans. Real loans to foreign business people than that even the Liberian people. So they will tell you, say, Liberian men know how to manage. So Liberian men will tell you, say, they don't know how to manage. You give them money here, they will go and lavish money, they'll do this one. How many of the bigger business, Liberian owned businesses, we tried? Now we got entrepreneurs in this country. The young people, the minds of the young people, at that extent, they're thinking out of the box.
Yeah.
Now you have people who are controlling, young people who are entrepreneurs. They've invested little resources into waste management. Operating. How many times government have imparted or empowered those people? Or even the Central Bank of Liberia that will go to loan and then the loan. You got people now turning the kind of debt that was being useless some years ago.
Yeah.
Is now being productive and very essential, in our country. But have you empowered that young man to understand where he can empower more Liberians? Look, government will not just provide job for everybody. But once the private sector, most especially Liberian business owned, people who are very crafty, the young people, those who got the business ideas, entrepreneurs, once you empower them, they will also empower Liberians. Like that, people will not be liability to society. But again, it's of lie. Because you got people who will go and collect at the end of the day. These foreign business people, they're operating. They got more urge. They got more. They even got the people get more than even the people who were born in this country. Do you know that there are certain jobs foreign nationals shouldn't be doing in our country that end the result when these people come from other countries, they come, the work that Liberians supposed to be doing are the jobs that they bring their brothers and sisters, they place them in those positions. Go to some of these stores then on Broad Street. The job that Liberians supposed to be doing, like cashier and the rest of it, the Liberian citizens have turned to store boys.
That's
that when
the
you
job.
go
That's
and
the job.
buy, those of you can go to the area there, the Naraj brothers and the rest of the areas. You can go buy. What type of job you can see the Liberian people doing that. That when you finish buying, they will wrap the goods for you, and at the end result, they put it outside. Then you have to give them $10, $5. These people are not even employed, and they just will be doing something. The labor ministry, one of the useless ministries within the Republic of Liberia. You got a labor inspector. I don't know what is guy name. What they call Paye. I didn't even know the work of Paye. The labor inspector, it is your responsibility to visit every concession area to know the concerns of the workers. But you sit there and nothing happens. You sit there, you don't even know whether the workers are being employed. You open this telephone line for Liberian workers who are working in all of these stores, the supermarkets, the shops, being controlled by foreigners and the rest of it. Let them call their salary. Let the people call their salary. Or how many of them are in the employ of those institutions? Or let the people who are working in various concession areas call. How many of them are employed? How many of them are being employed? Or how often do inspectors from the labor ministry go into those areas to know what is going on with the people?
Yes,
it will not work because the people are being compromised.
And sometimes when they go to the places, they go straight and meet with heads of those institutions. Those are own these institutions. When they sit with them, they discuss in the back, and when they come out, nothing is done. At times, it's good to go have a conversation with the workers.
It is not it is their responsibility.
You have a conversation with the workers.
The law
right?
that created that particular position, labor inspectors, it spells it out. It is clear.
You create an environment where the workers will be able to tell you what is they are going through. Let them explain that story to you. But today in Liberia, you go across different very work areas and things, especially Liberians that are working for the foreign nationals. They are even afraid to explain that story. Because the thing about it, there's no protection. So when a person says out what they are going through, sometimes they get dismissed off the job. And when they are dismissed, nothing is being done about it. But what should be done is that the environment is created. That because you can tell me if I'm working in an environment what I feel secured, where I'm providing space to function, operate, and perform without any hindrance. Right? I will be free at any time to share that story. But the thing that you see Liberians in the very employed working for the very nationals, the foreign nationals and things, they are unsafe in this area. They are insecure. So what happens is that sometimes you ask them to tell that story, they are afraid. Because the thing about it, the person is afraid that when they say it out, they will get fired. When they say I'll be taken off the job and nothing will be done. That's where we should come. That's the very insurance don't come in. But what happens? You have inspectors, when these things come out to go, they won't even talk to those right? They move straight. They meet the business director, the business manager, the owner of the business, and what has been discussed, they receive the feedbacks, and once they get out, they tell the Liberian people that we are discussing, we are working on it, and things will be. That's why they say to you in terms of ad number, from generations to generations. Period. They continue to tell you that things will be fine, that we have discussed, we will ensure that the right thing is done, and that's why when you are protesting, you see the Indian nationals, you see the foreign guys. When you of you are working under them, when you start to protest, you see them. Sometimes it becomes laughable. Sometimes they tell you, say, go ahead, nothing will come out of it, and they don't mention their words on these things. They say it. They will tell you in your face, nothing will come out of it. Because you know why? Those authorities that should ensure the right are done, they have lost their integrity. They have sold their integrity. They have sold what they have to the Indians, to the Lebanese. For what? For $5, $10, $20, and so forth. You have officials of government that want to build a house, but when they take money from their pocket and go and buy materials. So they will go to the building material store and subject themselves and turn themselves to beggars, to the internationals, to the foreign. They will turn themselves to beggars, and the machine will be given out to build a store. You will see a commerce minister, or commerce inspector who want a house, but she's not able to pay for electricity, so she will go and subject herself as beggar to the foreign national just for a generator to be able to source her house. This is what happened. This is what happened across the government. That's why you see the Indians now understand, and the foreign nationals, the Lebanese and the who's in this country now understand that the easiest way to get our government officials, just dash out. Just dash out to them. You so they saw everything. Now the legislature that we should be depending on, they are the worst. They are the worst set of people. They are the worst.
Then every time I will tell you that the future, you guys are the future leader. What type of future? The future that you people have mocked the future of the young people, and you want them to be quiet at every time. We're not against people doing business in our country, but the manner and form in which our people have been treated, it is not right. If someone hears the story, a Liberian hears a story, is that the life of a Liberian, another Liberian has been threatened by a foreign national or someone who is doing business in Liberia, the man say, that thing can't happen, man. That's exactly what the man will tell you. He have gone Ghana. He will tell you it can't happen in Ghana. The experiences are many. In Liberia, you and someone go into something, the man will leave you. You go and report anywhere for that matter. Nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. Because the very people who are to help, the people who put them there, they will not do it. They want to get rich overnight. They're thinking about themselves and their family. They're not thinking about you and I. No. Do you think that's the way that Liberia will get better when you see people here? You just wake up one morning, someone threatening you and say, we'll kill you, and then you read Liberia National Police that's supposed to be protecting life and property in this country, and then they sit there, nothing has been done, that you have to move to their office and give them a petition or a reminder that will rot you, that you haven't done anything, you haven't said anything about what we said, that the life of somebody of your kind is at risk. And you said that you feel that, yes, it's a bread and butter issue, or you on holiday, that you go in the weekend and be playing in pool. Is that how you guys want to run this country? So we are not meeting our words on this. We clear the representative from the House on yesterday assured us that he's on Nima, District 4. I think he's Representative Kagon.
Yeah, Gopu Kagon.
Yeah, Representative Gompu Kagon. He comes from Nima District 4. He assured us that Tuesday of next week, our communication will be placed on the floor for deliberation. So he was going to do everything we were as a lawmaker to ensure that as being petitioned by us, the ordinary people who are not protected, they can look into it. It is not about Seku. No. It is not about Seku. It will not be about Seku today, tomorrow, or days to come. It is about you out there. It is for you out there. Some of the things we say, it is not just for ourselves. But we sit there, we say these things, we are not protected, we move. We are not protected. Some of the things we say, people will not like the last time we were talking. People started to insult us on our own life because they felt that what we were saying were not in our interest. because they whine and dine with people in government and the rest of it. So when you say these things, you become enemy. And once you go out, you become vulnerable. You will just call on the telephone line. Yeah, it is not true. But we will saying it, we are vulnerable. But why you think we're saying it, why we are consistent in saying it, it is because we want to change everything around. We want for you, the ordinary people, who will feel you are not protected, to be protected. Your voices should be heard. That's why we take the race every moment, every evening, the afternoon hours, come and sit here. We come in the morning, at the end result, we leave for here at 10 o'clock. When we're going home, how protected we are. We're vulnerable. But this is what we sign up for, and we must speak. Because we want for the right thing to be done. No one should sit here and take it to be a merry-making thing, or a goal, or a warning that you're licking, that a life of another Liberian has been threatened, and people sit and fold their hands as if nothing has happened. Regardless of the male space in society, regardless of sexual space in society, what more about you that working in these areas that we're talking about? That a man will just somebody because he feels like he's a boss, he will just slap you. Because you want the job, you will complain, nothing will happen sometimes. There will be a problem. You will encounter some health complication. But only because you want to be on the job, you will not complain, but you complain, who will listen to you? If you complain, who will listen to you? Are they waiting to listen to you? The worst place is the police station. When you go there, the first thing the man will say, go call the man. You ought to call the man. They won't take upon their time to even go there. When they go there, it's a different case. Who will listen to you? So it is about you. It is about you. It is for you that will sit and say these things. So that's one of the reasons why when you voted in 2023, you need to be wise.
Yeah, you need to be wise, very wise.
Because there are people you look up to be the necessary person, to be the good person. But it shouldn't be about the money the president is spending in these elections. And that's one of the areas that the National Elections Commission too should come in. That people just spending because they want to be lawmaker. Their focus is like the entire country, the citizens, because the poverty rate is too high in Liberia. So if you get someone a bag of rice, the president is more certified. The president is certified that you can use that as a mission accomplished to send you to the national legislature or the legislature to go and increase your wealth. Oh yes, that's how it rolls. So that's one of the reasons why you need to be more careful in these electoral processes, because the people will come, they are as if they have done well in a short period of time, 8 months, 1 year. They will spend necessarily because they want to get their attention, and then you will sit there, say, yeah, the person not do well. The person can't get 1,000 Liberian dollars. Can have 50,000 Liberian dollars. You telling somebody that the person has done well, feed you, provide education for your children? Can it provide the type of health sector you want? Because he or she spent 50,000. So they use that as humanitarian now. They play on the intelligence. They play it on because the poverty rate in Liberia is hard. They use that as an escape route to manipulate the minds of the people with the little catch they spend. When they get there, that whole position becomes useless. They will not say anything. We have to wait for another 6 years to elect the wrong people to power. If the foreign national looks in your face and tell you, go anywhere, nothing will happen. Then we all sit and fold our hands. They say, come out. Let's speak against this thing. You don't want to come. You think it's about the person in life who has been threatened today? No. It is for you. It is about you. And these are things we need to say. Look, these are things that we need to say. We need to say it. It is about Liberia. We can't continue to harm this country. We feel like everything is okay. It is not okay. It is not well. Liberians are more spectator. People are coming from the outside world, from different areas. Coming to this country, they're more protected. The people are sleeping. You guys give them money then. You stood in queue to go and vote. You're not protected. And we feel that everything is on course. It is this, it is that, and the rest of it. We'll continue to make mistakes into the running of Liberia. Harris.
Yeah, we take calls 0770907 0880907 adding numbers. Call us on these numbers and be live on the program this morning. 0770907 0880907 Talk to this person from the Landa.
Good morning, Canadian Studio.
There you go.
Yeah, thank you for the show this morning. My name is Gabriel and I'm calling from Monrovia this morning.
Good morning, let's say you go ahead.
Yeah, I want to make an inquiry so a threatening remarks by that individual on Seku. My question is, the press union being the mother organization and the protective arm of all journalists in Monrovia, or let's say Liberia, have you guys also contacted the press union of Liberia, and what has been their stance on the issue? Thank you so much.
Thank you. And definitely, communicated with the press union of Liberia and regarding the matter as well. Good morning.
Yeah, hello, good morning.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, my name is Wakazi Shine. They call him Wow in the Ledger Forum.
Quiet.
Yeah, thank you to talk on the discussion. Yeah, it'll say near you said the money for white for deliberation. Yeah, you better make my day. That will put our people there for them to help us. The same people who voted for the compromise our interest. So they were in Gaza. Yeah, I mean today they come up the legends about tomorrow. Even vote there, anything even go and vote there.
You gotta vote, brother. You gotta vote. It's a road. You just.
Yeah, the question is who going to vote for now? Who going to vote for? You got to see people going to vote for, and see people compromise our interest. People don't tell how who vote now, who voting for now. So the question is, who voting for? We want to tell who voting for.
No, I can't tell you who to vote for. You got your own right and stuff, bro. Thank you, my brother. We'll talk to this person. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, let's hear you.
My name is Ajay. Come on, go to my country.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, listen to the discussion this morning. It is very, very simple. The labor ministry are not working at all. They are not working. I don't know why ministry. I'm going to force them because they are just there to compare if it is finish all that interest. And the community have to me. I'm working when I have an accident. I have an accident as well as another. But I say, but the lower consultant were telling me, another case. Oh, looking at that case. Look, God will just bless me at that time.
Okay.
The first father, who is like the depot, and the late that the owners, still me, I go to that person, also up my benefit as a little girl, and get it for the company. If I now have to that, I could have move today. And I did it, came into the hospital. The upper in the hand, and put it cap, and then send me to the boom back to all that one. The same as that case. So I'm going to put you on the lower ministry. So that ministry will be dissolved. But very interesting people.
Thank you. 0770-907-907, the numbers, and you will be live. 4 minutes after 9. My name is Parker Apron. Parker will talk to this person. Good morning. Good morning. Let's hear you.
Okay. First, let me introduce myself. I'm Wale from Tanzania.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, my contribution has made is that you made a lot of specification on the issues of the government, and approach on issues concerning the foreign national. You see, what we have to do is that, it's not about when people want to see the president. It will not be the president. People who are trusted, into position to act accordingly, they are not doing it. So the president should be teaching all around. We go to Sadi's brothers, it's the same thing. Let me make a straight point to Sadi's brothers. You go to the iron factory, you go to the factory where they produce the steel. People get hurt, not happy about it. But they damn the people rights. Because there's a man that calls Chapa mocking. He's one of the wicked men in that place. He's a criminal. What's a criminal is a notorious element. He steal what opposite good much energy and you expose them and then they start and nothing come out of it. You understand? So I will say to you that this thing let it be directed to the president. So many things president having presidency, president is doing it. Thank you.
We'll talk to this person. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. This person. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. Let's hear you. What's your name?
Hello.
You're live. Go ahead. What's your name?
Yeah. You see, thank you for the honor discussion.
Call your name. Your name. Call your name.
Yeah, my name is Henry Ulu. Thank you for the topic honor discussion in the morning.
Go ahead.
Sometimes while we're talking about voting for the 4 year, we can vote for them. But now they are trying to compromise. Look at the public security sector. The public security now is working for some hours, for 12 hours. What are you getting? They are looking at the other side of the sector. These are good, our head food is being floor. Yeah. Now I'm going to come here, but not the way you come here. But these are things that the comments always see about. Lower ministers always even wrote me all they want to settle, but they are not doing it. So it's very bad for her. You come and try to see easier for that. And try to see for that. Sorry.
Okay. We'll take your calls up to 9. This
good morning, my brother.
Good morning. Let's hear you. Your name.
I'm Access to far calling from Mama Son. Some brother and people will tell you they government, they particular government, they get no justice, yeah? They get no justice. Somebody will just come for in a country, can look at citizens with the country, start threatening, expressing. You have to get an office for the people here. How to go out get an office? I had seen this morning and embarrassing my mind.
Thank you. We'll talk to this person on this side. Good morning. Let's hear you. What's your name?
Yes. Thank you. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Let's hear you.
Okay.
Your line, you need to change your location. Hello. The network is not meeting. 0770-907-907, You will be live on Good Morning Liberia on VOL 104.1. We here this morning. Abraham Parker, Harris Bailey. We're going to run this edition of the show up to 10 o'clock. We'll call it this person. Good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Good morning. Let's hear you. What's your name?
I'm Dominic. I'm calling from District 15.
15. Let's hear you, brother. Go ahead, Dom.
My brother is like, what everything you were saying today is like you were talking directly to me because it's something that I have experienced before. The issue of people working to the particular places and they are being marginalized by their own people is glaring. People can see every day. I used to work at a supermarket before, but you will see on a daily basis, you see people from finance, people from immigration, people from health, people from transport, people from different sectors going to that place every day. You don't know what they're going to do there. So I asked myself, I said, but as if this place is the people's office.
You find people, because some of us, were being marching on last, we wanted to protest against the company. The CEO of the company look at our face and tell them to go ahead and protest.
Yeah.
And nothing will come out of it.
But the man already got a voice. The man got a strong voice. He got a root. He's been rooted.
He said it, and for me, I knew I'm not going to come over because from the kind of people I've been seeing there, I know I'm not going to come over. So I told my friend, I said, leave that in there for everybody. The day you care where you went from here, you leave the place. That's what I told them. And how it went. So everything you're saying in the morning, that's something that's happening. On a daily basis, it's happening.
Okay. Thank you.
So
Thank
you
you,
for the
Dominic.
topic.
All right. We'll talk to this person. Good morning. Let's hear you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Let's hear you. Go ahead. Your name.
My name is Cyrus Johnson. I joined this conversation from the more abandoned and underdeveloped community of this series. District number 15, inside Carway, New Georgia Town Center.
District 15. Let's hear you. Go ahead.
Let me say this. Yesterday, I was with the CEO in person of Sekou V. Sherry.
Okay.
I was saying when he read his dissatisfaction and grievances towards the national government to be specific, those that protect life and property, the police.
Mm-hmm.
And the man did not only make emphasis on himself to say my life had been threatened. But let me say this to you, my brother and friend, others who are listening to Sarah Johnson, my name remains Supreme. And if I also could share who is a political activist, the comrade who is the
real,
okay, the veteran who referred to as one of the biggest journalists, investigated journalists. If our other man life cannot be protected, my brother and friend, who you think life will be protected? Two, the national government has sold their integrity to the aliens or the foreigners. That is why today, Liberians who work with them, their justice cannot be prevailed. It's sorrowful yesterday to listen to Sekou Sherry saying that somebody threatened him, somebody who is not a Liberian, someone who just came here to look for his or her daily bread, to threaten a peaceful Liberian.
That one not daily bread. The person can look for. The person can range to get more money and build our country. Not daily bread.
Okay. Anyhow you want to classify it, but as far as I'm concerned, why he or she get it from here, he can put food on their table. Am I lying?
But that one more than ill. That two can be looking for daily bread. But I'm telling you the fact.
Yeah. And to be frank, our national government need to do serious thing about it. People can't come out to say, yeah, carry the complaint your government in my pocket. It's a disgrace to our national government. No matter how we discuss our policy, our dissatisfaction on the air.
Thank you.
It brought tears to me yesterday.
Thank you, sir. And thank you for training out. Thank you. Thank you for showing out on yesterday.
And before I can conclude, my brother, I want the journalists of the Republic of Liberia to come together to give caveat to the national government, including that federal. On a serious note.
That whole body part. Yeah, I won't talk about now. Thank you, Cyrus. Let's talk to this person. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you this morning?
Okay. Let's hear you. Your name. I hope you're doing good.
Can you imagine a multi-million-dollar company in this country called PNNC? You go there with your dignity, you passion.
Okay, the guy is out. I think he wanted to say something. 0770 907 907 0770 907 907 0880 907 907 are the numbers, and you will be live on this edition of Good Morning Liberia. If you're watching, would like to say good morning. Roberta Riches says, I'm watching. Thanks for joining us. George Wonwi says, good morning, guys. Following live from Johnsonville. George Lamadan, good morning, Parker and Billy. Following from the headquarters of Citizens Action. That's the Citizen Action Movement, District 6, Maki Wisse Brian. Voice of Liberia. Good morning. I'm following from my residence within the Bushra Island, to be precise. Stay on time. Community Dispersing, April and Tyrese Housing the World joins us from my give you Dispersing. Good morning.
Looking town, please, the Liberia-VOL and see what company is not doing well for the pensioners. So we ask that you please help us to talk to them to be able to pay the pensioner.
But we need to get both on whatever. Okay, thank you. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Dispersing. Good morning. Let's hear you. 0770-907-907-080-907-907 are the numbers. We take more calls. This morning on the show is on the Friday, folks. So we'd like to say good morning and welcome. So we just need to say these things. It's about Liberia. This person, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Let's hear you go. What's your name?
Yeah, thank you very much, my brother. My name is Jeremiah Jinku. I call from Broad Street, but I'm a resident of district number 17.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much, my brother. You know, I only called to express my disappointment in past leaders, present leaders, and leaders that have been taking over this country since 1847. So it means these are the things that are just been happening. And can you imagine foreign national bread or government being in their pocket, and we go to this place, to police stations or to government entities, and you see a glaring reality, a glaring fact. They prove it. They validate what these people keep saying. They say, I'm disappointed. That's the reason why I always tell people, and I keep saying this. If I'm opportune, since I was born, I haven't left Liberia as a Liberian. I remember me leaving Liberia. Yes, I must admit. But I'm just praying to God. The day I leave this country, my brother, I'm done with Liberia.
Oh, you leave your country?
I am done with Liberia, my brother. Listen to me. I am a devoted Christian, my brother. I believe in one scripture that says in the book of Joshua chapter 1, everywhere your foot shall tread, or everywhere your foot shall step, I gave to you. So it means that if I go anywhere and I'm successful, that things are okay. God has given that place to me. That's my own.
No, but you need to come back and rebuild your country.
That thing. Come
The
back to do
system.
it. Come back to be threatened by people that is not citizen of this country and which of course I'm a legitimate citizen of this country, and my leaders can do nothing. We will talk. You really think that your station the first to start talking this thing? You think that your station the first? You think this was the first person to be threatened in this country? You think people was beating a pawn?
And that's why we want for you collectively to join the exercise for us to condemn and change the system. So if you are,
yes, what I'm saying, people have been doing these things, sitting on screens. People have been doing these things, but nothing seems to change. Like the labor ministry, I was working with one water company before. Labor worker went there. One of the labor worker went there to go and talk. Instead of talking to us, they just went in the place, the labor worker opening a car trunk, coming outside of our bossman office, opening the car trunk and trunk a plastic. They wanted a plastic full of money or wedding. They trunk it there and they drove out. They did not speak to any worker in that place. So you see what we are talking about? You see that they're not attention for the thing I'm telling you about. So
thank you, my brother. Thank you.
When will it change?
One day it will change. We'll talk to this person. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, you.
Talking with my honest today. The value of practice in this country is too much. Can you imagine you come somewhere with your trade and they call you casual worker? No status, no security, no labor, nothing can come in. Take a walk. Journalists come in front of casual worker. What is casual worker? Somebody who don't know trade. So I mean, our government in this country, we just got to pray. It's not easy. It's not easy.
Thank you.
Come to CMMC, you will see the casual worker. We are training you.
Then you consider to be cash. Yeah, like me.
But you get a company to work with. Do you have a company to work with? Then when you leave, where do you go? So we consider it and we're there.
Thank you. Where is that place?
Grand Cape Mount County.
Grand Cape Mount. Okay. We'll extend our visit to Cape Mount. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk to this person on line 5. Good morning.
Yeah, morning.
Good morning. Let's hear you. What's your name?
Yeah, I'm Austin McGuire calling from District 9.
District number 9. Let's hear you.
Yeah. Well, why are discussing a very healthy seriously because I'm myself I feel hurt. On the labor law, they have not implemented anything because it's come with the labor law for the lower minister that can do power to for them. He was all about it. All of a sudden he's put down. Sitting at the combat minister, she was under about him. Also, that goes, you go on, some poor go where they will not sign no contract agreement, nothing. No, that work, you that work, so they sack you or all pay. Sometimes they not even pay. When you talk time, but when they move out and they find on you, they call it pay, and you get paid. You are still there. What I'm money for your visa will not be material now, will not be scheduled on your own economy, but I don't know it's all the way around. You just have to keep talking that one day the people come. But not only your one, they're saying the issue for we pray that one day it will be here. Our force will be here one day.
Thank you. 0770907 907 907 0880 907 907 907 the numbers, and you will be live. I hope Harris, you can come and get me this thing. Yeah, very fast. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Let's hear you. What's your name?
Okay, I'm okay. My name is Emmanuel William. Of course,
Emmanuel, let's hear you. Go ahead.
I listened to the previous caller. We are all saying the same thing but in different tones. The labor ministry and the labor minister and their inspectors, I don't know whether they have their children in Liberia working in Liberia or their wives are working in Liberia here. There are worse things that are happening. You know, most of these government officials, their wives and their children are not here. Only their girlfriends are here. If their wives and children are here, and what these sorry for expression, these artists are doing, they will not work.
Don't go that way. Don't go that way.
I'm so sorry. Because things are happening here. And we expect the labor minister to come down house. You don't need to go there. You have to get a team down the ground here. You have to get teams from these places, for hotel, ministry agency, this concession agreement. You have to get a representation there. But if you will take from the office, enjoy a cool beer, and things going fine with him. But we, as ordinary citizens, we are still feeling the punch from these foreign nationals that are expecting us. But however, there is time for everything. Thank you very much.
This person, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, let's hear you.
Thank you. I'm Emmanuel M. Tupa Jr., an associate of the Intellectual Lives of Liberia, and I joined you guys this morning from the Office of the Intellectual. Well, I want to appreciate Secretary and you guys on the view for the critical things against these kind of injustices in our country. You know, I went on the track yesterday, but I could not end the process. Especially we're going to the Senate to present the second petition to have other impeachment. But you guys, anyone who stand to see the truth and they are being threatened, it is our right as Liberians to stand with that person, and we want to stand with our brother Sherry. We say we remain free of you, and then stand by the center. Actions against them. Before I leave the line, I want to ask you guys a number, man.
Okay, so Emmanuel. All right, this person is here. Good morning.
Good morning, brother.
Let's hear you.
My name is Joseph, calling you from APRC to be precise.
Yeah, go ahead, Joseph.
Yeah, my brother, we don't have no labor protest in the country. One of my colleagues just said, it's opportune for me to leave the country. I don't think that will come back here, really. Yeah. Sincerely speaking, I don't think that will come back here because I'm a job that was working the company. I know after that I'm saying I'm making that of August, but where to go? I'm making that money. The time I take, even I go on cardboard to do one time here from Vele to Bolosa, I think I can make that money. But I think you're not prepared for me because I decided to learn and I learned. I graduated from that. So if I working, I should make money to at least to feed my family. But $160 for God's sake, it took nothing come, nothing go. I don't think when I leave the country, my spirit, I will invite my spirit. I think I will talk to my spirit. I soon see Lebron. No more.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Let's hear you. Your line is bad. I appreciate if you change your location. Good morning.
Man, I'm the one man not too far. I was harmonized on the MTN line. Like I was saying, I was asking you guys, can you text me your number? If you have seen it or you can read it online. If you don't want to read it publicly, you can text me it on my number. I tried to get some of you guys, but it was not possible because of the action everyone was.
All right, Emmanuel, we're going to read our numbers. Just keep listening to the show at the end of the
Okay.
He's one of our regular callers on the show. Yeah. 0770-907-907. Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Prince. I'm joining the conversation from Broadview.
All right, Prince, let's hear you.
Yeah, brother. The only thing I can say and why we can do this for our young age of our leader next, we can create a song like two broke. I can't afford so the back down to the foreign to the extent we can influence on our red. Thank you.
Let's point this person. Good morning.
Good morning, my dear brother.
Let's hear you.
Yes, concerning your topic this morning, very interesting. Concerning the labor sector of Liberia, I'm a living witness. I'm a victim of it also. I did a contract with GVL in Grand Creek County. And you will not imagine there were days that they would tell us that labor inspectors are coming today. We stay in the field. When they come, they don't come in the field. They go directly to the offices, talk to the bosses, and after that, they will leave. And you will not imagine since October up to present, there has been no payment for any contractor, and there has been no information concerning. Every day you call them, no one is willing to respond to the call only because the labor sector is bad. And there is nowhere to carry a case because nobody wants to talk for you. So this is the situation we are facing in Liberia, my brother.
Okay. Thank you. We'll take more calls. 9:30, we'll take our break. We'll look at this. I will take a next issue on this radio. This Resin Harris.
Yeah. Good morning. Let's hear you. Go ahead.
Hello.
This line is
Yeah. Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, my name is Ibrahim Moy, calling from the Chinese Embassy.
Go ahead, Ibrahim.
Yeah, I just want to talk something concerning about this labor ministry. The workers that are in labor ministry, they are not working. Because they're feeling like a lot, they got Tifa, I work on top of our farm, who work there in the morning from 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock, what they may pay us $70. And which of course they want to make the law, pay us $70. I need to go, brother, me tell you, I go pity, my whole pity yellow. Just say, I got corona infection, but I have not infection because the sun will not bury. Hello?
Go ahead.
Yeah, like, something happened between my former boss, Nawasi. He gave me a cooking jar to go do the view. After I finished the cooking jar, when I passed the car, someone took 3 bottles on there. And the 3 bottles were called $250 US. We talked and said, you got to tell me to solve this. We talked, we went to court. I said, well, court, I can be working that man taking my salary. The man put money to the court. At the end, they tell me to solve this. I want to spend 3 months there. I let them there. Our old the government told me was that. You see what happened in our own country? So thank you for the show.
Thank you for listening to the point. We'll talk to more persons. 0770 907 0880 907 907. I think we'll have a caller from the MTN line.
Yeah, so this person.
Yeah, 9:30 we done. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's hear you.
Hello?
Go ahead, in life.
Hello, my name is Dr. Corey. I'm calling from Bangla City.
You call from where?
I'm calling from Bangla, Bontan State.
Okay, thanks for joining us. Let's hear you, man.
Yes, yeah, thank you very much for the show this morning. What you are saying is true. We are suffering in the country and it's all by our leader. Look at what's happening in Bonkante and the GPM. When they killed the 450 over the motorbike, one pregnant woman with 3 boys, the citizens are already being hurt with a kill on a riot. People that were arrested money for company. So they are in jail. They cannot be free. They feel they free, they were charging each party to pay huge amount of US dollars before the parents is free day for himself. And those that never had to free their children, so they are still in prison. So that's why causing a cause by what leaders from the black country, especially representative and senator. They have so that interpreted in the country, Liberia does not even have peace. We are not living in peace. Look at right now, I in Bolsonaro, our in the hospital directly. And Liberia guys, they brought fuel to the Loni guy. And the Loni guy check the fuel, they still were not correct. You know when that Loni guy gets to that brand boy, he that boy started crying to come outside. Nobody was there to advocate for that boy that the motorcycle had to start chunking out all the gases before they got the boss over the thing they carrying the GST. So we are totally sorry because in our police station, they don't able to advocate for the Liberian, even because they have the power. They are 831 to say we are not a Liberian. They have the power today, they use us. They allow the 99 to control or to even doing to us. But, however, I want to appreciate this money for the show. For the Bible said it was happening and it was in on our children. Thank you for this money.
Thank you so very much. 70-907-907. Yeah, 30.
So we'll take a break.
Hey, that's 9:30. I don't want to rush the time.
You want to?
I just don't want to rush this time. I think, hey, where's this thing? I can get it from this end.
Telecell.
I can get it from this end.
So as the Telecell is Liberia's leading internet service provider, go to Telecell 10th Street. You get your page. It's 5 evidence what we are at the voice of Liberia. So Telecell, be
You super fast and affordable. Liberia is here to service needs. Internet. Take optimum lead big diversity anything prime short
telecell.com. Email us at info@telecellliberia.com. Telecell Liberia, the best internet service provider, is here for you. Telecell Liberia, connecting the unconnected.
I want to flex my love. I want to impress.
Are you tired with slow internet? Do you want super fast and affordable internet? Telecell Liberia is here to provide all your internet service needs. The internet is moving at a fast pace, and only super fast internet speed can help you keep up. At Telecell, our internet packages are divided into distinct categories: Mega, Optimal, Premium, Elite, and Big Business that suits kids, universities, schools, hotels, beaches, homes, offices, urban areas, and much more. Anything is possible with Telecell Liberia. Get your own streaming box for Netflix, Amazon Prime, Showmax, and more. At Telecell, amazing 24-hour customer service there to help you with all your needs. Telecell Liberia, super fast speed, 24 hours technical support team, the best broadband and fiber optic internet service in Liberia. For more information, please call 0770-399-399 or 081-399-399. Or stop by our office on 3rd Street, Syncor, opposite the Carter Center and GLZ building. Visit our website, telecellliberia.com. Email us at info@telecellliberia.com. Telecell Liberia, the best internet service provider, is here. Telecell Liberia, connecting the unconnected.
I want to flex my love. I want to bless.
Yes, indeed. It's a good morning live B. We 24 minutes up to 24 minutes time. We will cut it on this edition. It's on the Friday, too many things happening like here in the course of the week. Too many things happen. Joseph Boaka and Prince Johnson. Conference and rest of it. There are people who I celebrating, that kind of thing about Prince Johnson and the rest of it. Prince Johnson going over to, Prince Johnson going over to Unity Party, beating Joseph Boaka and the rest of it. I see people, Prince Johnson, making the former vice president having consultation and the rest of it. They promised that they will have regular consultations, where they look at the post state of Liberia in their words. So there are people who celebrating. So now in one of the red house from a strong supporter of the Unity Party, the former vice president. They're describing Prince Johnson now as the founder and vision bearer, but not as a warlord and sanctioned, government official and the rest of it. So the people now are celebrating. But what variants stand to benefit from the opposition community being a major opposition bloc in Liberia? And then you have Prince Johnson that has a tinted character that is very corrupt, that shouldn't be given the space in, like say, as it relates to the operations, the movement of like the way in which Liberia is supposed to progress and the rest of it, that he shouldn't have a space. They are the same ones, who, according for the prosecution, someone may say, for Prince Johnson, because he's a warlord. In fact, George Weah should bring war crime court in Liberia. George Weah should bring, Mr. Weah should bring crime court in Liberia to prosecute Prince Johnson, because the man participated in the war, and he did not just participate, but he was a major actor in the war, and he's believed, he is one person believed, worst in his history as it relates to the civil unrest in this country. But this is where we are. They are the same people who are hailing Prince Johnson meeting Joseph Boaka, former vice president, and they say they're talking about collaboration. They will audit the public in the coming days about their meeting. Look, it is not bad for political institutions to collaborate. It will never be bad today. It will never be bad tomorrow because they have understood. We, these countries, have understood that political parties coming and operate from 2005 up, that you saw the Unity Party going to a collaboration with Vani Sherman's party and other political institutions for the second term bid of former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf in Liberia. And in 2016, November 2nd, November 2, whatever the case may be, I think November, yes, that was in November, that three political parties have to go into an agreement to have an agreement where they can collaborate, coordinate the national coalition or the CDC, where they had agreement that yes, we will do this, we will do this. Three political parties in 2016 went to the houses, and they were clear that the standard bearer would be, or the CDC, the Congress by then, was going to nominate the standard bearer, meaning the standard bearer of the party. The person who was going to represent the party, the person who was going to represent the collaboration, the national coalition by then, was going to be the person who was going to come from the CDC or going to be nominated by the CDC. Obviously, once you have the Congress nominating, they're going to nominate, their own, the rest of it. But where do Liberia stands? Where do Liberians stands in the midst of all of what we see? We're seeking for change. Every day we want change, we want change. These are the same people. And these are the same people who said, it was not good yesterday, but today it is good. If we can respect the U.S. government, that the current president has validated what the U.S. government said, that Prince Johnson is a notorious warlord and a pay-for-play agent, that he sells the right of the people for money, and he has been sanctioned for that attitude. But the president kept doing business with him. The center could no longer hold. They had to come out and say some of the things they said. The U.S. government, in her operation, has warned against doing business with sanctioned officials. What does it mean for an opposition that is seeking change, that you have the bad apples? The bad apples, people I wanted to be the bad in the governance space of the country, are the same people, the opposition bloc that is saying, that is noted, that has purported, to be the alternative, and thinking that yes, they can make the necessary change if they are who are associating with the bad ones. So it tells that there will be no difference from what we're seeing, that the real government, looking at what Liberians have said, looking at petition statements coming from ordinary citizens, coming from citizens of this country to the legislature, calling the president, the lawmakers as well, to see how best they can institute measures that war crimes code can come to Liberia. And this government has played deaf ear to that. What more about a Joseph Yuma Boaka government that Prince Johnson that is noted to be the bad apple? What difference will it show that you're having Joseph Boaka aligning with opposition figures or somebody that is noted to be a bad apple, a warlord, a corrupt figure who has been found, wants to go into such an agreement or want to go in agreement with that person? That the people who in the opposition are desperate than the collective interest of the people. They will not listen to the U.S. government. They will not listen to advice from the U.S. government. So if this president, who was being supported by Prince Johnson in 2017, he was being supported by Prince Johnson, and then they played him on him, and at the end result, he's being sanctioned by the U.S. government, and the man came out to say, Mr. Wee, he's just more focused on himself than ordinary people or people for needs, not giving the people jobs. But he forgot to know that he's been sanctioned for pay for play. But these are the same United Partisans, people from the opposition bloc. And this is Mr. Baga on record saying that he is the only person that can take on Weah. You be the only person that can take on Weah, looking at yourself as a government in waiting. But again, there is an apple. That all of what we're seeing, it is not because Prince Johnson won't join the opposition. It is because the center can no longer hold. That's why he's speaking the way he's speaking. And you too, as a smart figure, seeing yourself as the alternative, you sit there and want to go into an agreement with such a person. What runs to mind? Don't you think you can learn by the mistakes of Johnson that yes, this man, he is somebody once it is not in his interest, he is not a good element that we can incorporate into our system, that we want better Liberia? Is that how we'll build Liberia? Mind you, if Prince Johnson is to go into any agreement with Boaka, the same agreement you have with Mr. Weah, he should give his people a job, that he the same person suppressing the people from getting the real jobs, because he wants to be more powerful than the people he serves or he's supposed to serve. You think such an idea will not be forwarded or will not be placed on the table of a unity party agreement, looking at them as government waiting, like they continue to say? One more. So the next says yes, if the unity party is to take over this country, Prince Johnson will be empowered to a greater extent for the next 6 years in Liberia. What is happening? Prince Johnson will have a major say in government. There will be no way we will listen as a government from Honor Joseph Boaka will listen to the U.S. because U.S. remains Liberia's strongest ally.
And the case with the whole Prince Johnson using those that want to lead Liberia, sometimes it baffles me, right? I begin to wonder as to what is it that this guy is using. I mean, what is it that this guy is carrying that he's able to manipulate the minds of those that ought to be the leaders in our country so easily? I mean, the Unity Party have sat for 5 good years and observed the CDC government and have witnessed all of the lapses of the government. I mean, by this time, she should be conducting herself in a way that represents the people of Liberia. By this time, the Unity Party should be putting up an attitude, a political gesture that represents the people of Liberia. And not on the basis of what she's doing, aligning herself with failed, corrupt, individuals that are purporting to be change makers. Now, the Unity Party has offered the time promote democracy, offered the time stand against corruption in its government. The Unity Party has offered the time issue statements that is committed to bringing war crimes in this country, war crimes code in this country. The Unity Party has reminded Liberians of this government failure to establish war crimes code in this country, and it's aligned itself with individuals that caused 14 years of civil unrest in this country, like the likes of Prince Johnson. I'll say now that the Unity Party have forgotten what she preached against just 2-3 years ago and wanting to align itself with the same Prince Johnson she criticized oftentimes. You see, the thing about it is that you have reminded us that you stand for integrity. Is Prince Johnson a man that upholds integrity? You have reminded Liberians that you stand against corruption. Is Prince Johnson a man that stands against corruption? You have reminded Liberians that you're going to fight to ensure that all what is taken away from them will be restored. Is Prince Johnson a man that represents an individual that want to restore the lost image of Liberians? These are questions that Unity Party partisans should be asking themselves on the decision that their leader, Ambassador Joseph Boakai, wants to take. Whether or not there is a possibility of forming a collaboration, oftentimes the Unity Party has re-echoed the need for a collaboration that of we support, right? Because in a democratic space like Liberia, usually about us forming a collaboration is necessary. Necessary with the right characters. It's necessary with the right individuals. It's necessary with those that are to drive Liberia. Ambassador Boakai, oftentimes you brag or working in government for the length of time you worked in government and you possess a clean character. Do you want to work with a character like Prince Johnson to damage your high-end reputation, to damage what you have worked for over the years? Sometimes you don't need to be carried away by those that are advising you. You see, I always say no advice is wrong unless you make it to be wrong. Now, this is the thing. People will advise you based on the thing. There are hundreds of individuals that surround you who don't want to get what they think will benefit them. So they will advise you in what will go their way. That's the thing about it. That's why every time when someone advises you, you need to sit and have a reflection that what the person is saying, how is it that it will work in line with my agenda? Your agenda is integrity. Your agenda is fighting corruption. Your agenda is making sure that all those that steal from the Liberian people will be prosecuted. Your agenda is to ensure that the resources of this country is equally distributed across the 15 political sub-region. Have the people of Nima have been marginalized from the hands of Johnson? It's something we say again, it's something remind you about that today you want to reconcile the same Prince Johnson that you know you follow his record. I want to believe at the time that Prince Johnson was causing mayhem in this country, you were here, you were in this country, Ambassador Boakai.
How do you intend to change the system?
You suffer from the consequences of Prince Johnson's action. Today is a man in court and thinking that the only way you can be president unless this man support you.
The people are desperate. They are so desperate for the power, so they can do anything. They can do anything. Because the whole in here is to come to government. What are they coming to government with? They won't go into with people who have already spoiled the system. We continue to empower one person over and over for the wrong reason. And we think we can change the system. There will be no change. People who've been crying for war crime code, the other people, every year they're crying at this. That are Joseph Boakai there. The man has started holding this gun with Prince Johnson. He admitted in the US that he was with Prince Johnson. And they see 2 days now passed, the man now go have discussion what he said when they had an interview with him. The man finished talking there. So you were talking, say, we want to bring war. Joseph Boakai will not bring it to, because he needs to protect Prince Johnson.
Definitely.
He needs to protect Prince Johnson. This failed character needs to be protected because the man will have a say in government. How do we intend to change? If we say we want to change the CDC government every day, there's the opposition, the this, the that, to confuse your minds and the rest of it. How do you intend to change a government? Or you want to change the government that you think that is not working? You think that people in government now, they corrupt? But you yourself, you're going in agreement with people who are corrupt too. How do you intend to change the system? Political will. So it will just you give these people the power over and over and again. Nothing will. So that's one of the reasons why, before you vote as a citizen, you must know who to vote for. You must know who to vote for. There will be no difference. Under a Bwaka leadership in Liberia, there will be no difference.
There will be no difference. The evidence are proving as we speak.
There will be no difference today. There will be no difference tomorrow. There will be no difference days to come. Because the same failed people are being recycled. The man said, it was on one of the campaign trails, the man said, Joseph Boakai has failed. The Unity Party leadership has failed. And there was no time to continue to have them in position that the resources of the people will not be distributed equally because you have people in the system who are corrupt. So it was time, it was the same Prince Johnson that said it, that they shouldn't give Joseph Boakai authority and Jowea was the best person. Now, the man said Jowea not the best man again, that Joseph Boakai now he going to have a conversation with. So that the type of people then will get in the system. We'll talk more of that on Monday. Go.
Yeah, sure, Parker, we gotta go, but in all fairness, these are things that will come on. And thankful, I want to be grateful to the guy. These are earlier signs he's showing to the Liberian people about the decision they're about to make. You need to be very careful. You need to be very, very much wise. In all fairness, consult God. Kneel down before your bed. Ask God for direction on who to vote for because the characters are just the same. Like the famous saying, old wine, you need bottle, but all the bottle not even news.
And I knew the bottle not new.
Old wine, old bottle.
And I knew.